welcome to the channel. I managed to get probably the most interesting among new essences for the Necromancer. So in this video, we'll analyze the new variant of the Command Golem skill. First, it's worth taking a closer look at the exact properties that were not mentioned in the patch notes. The new Golem essence no longer summons a minion, but instead transforms our Necromancer, and on top of that Command Golem now encases you within the Golem for 12 seconds, empowering you, making you immune to knockbacks, while also increasing your movement speed by 20% and reducing your damage taken by 50%. So most of its features are geared toward defense, as well as slight resistance to crowd control effects. In my opinion, PvP purpose. However, the new transformation also comes with its own primary attack and 3 additional abilities. For comparison, here are the values from the regular primary attack. As you can see, while in Golem form, we deal slightly higher damage. The attack pattern changes to meal, and its cone shape now. The first new ability is Soul Crush. Smash the ground in front of you violently, dealing 35,000 damage to all enemies within the area. It's simply a skill with a circular pattern, the most basic AoE, featuring 2 charges. Unfortunately, at the moment it's quite bugged, as this ability often fails to deal any damage for some reason. However, it definitely has a cool animation when defeating monsters. The next Golem ability is quite similar. The difference is that before hitting the ground, we perform a leap, which is essentially a dash. But after that, it looks exactly the same as the previous skill. The last skill is quite interesting, similar to the Wizard's Ray of Frost, but it applies fear instead. Soul Blast, unleashing a blast forward, dealing 39,700 damage, and fearing enemies hit for 3 seconds, 6 seconds cooldown. So 3 seconds of crowd control with a 6-second cooldown looks pretty good, and I believe it is possible to be used on battlegrounds. Unfortunately, this ability is also a bit bugged at the moment and sometimes fails to deal damage. It's worth mentioning that the transformation is technically a buff. Sets like Vithis and other bonuses for beneficial effects can extend duration and can be easily stacked. Additionally, by using the last head essence, we can extend the duration of our skeletal mages. This solution is currently bugged, and the extension works even outside of the Golem form. Or at least that's how it seems, because right after changing the essence, it only works during the Golem form. I don't know about you, but personally, I'm not a fan of the Golem form transformation. Although I can see at least a few potential uses for it, it really depends on what synergies will work. But it just doesn't feel like a good fit for the Necromancer to me. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, because even though for me, the Necromancer and any transforms don't quite go together, I think for many this will be something pretty cool. And you're probably used to the idea that the Golem is part of the Summoner build, but I'd personally look into Synergies leaning more towards the Lance, Scythe, or Dark Curse, since all of them seem to work if activated before form transfer. So with all that being said, I think this essence could bring some changes. Or at least it adds a new way to play the Necromancer. Maybe the Golem form will be an alternative to Wrath form, or it might be forgotten, just like Blood Knight's Abomination. Let me know what you think about that. That's all for today, and as always, thanks for watching.